The Marvel Cinematic Cosmos has been adapting its expansive cosmic universe for the big screen ever since the release of Thor in 2011. In the currently planned final stages of the Infinity War plot, street-level heroes like Spider-Man and Hawkman face up against cosmic villains with the ability to destroy whole worlds. The enchantment of Marvel lies in the fact that good guys will prevail in the end. The how and the who questions are often the most difficult to answer, especially considering the proliferation of sequels upon sequels and storylines that span numerous different series. It is difficult enough to create a narrative that takes place across galaxies. Nevertheless, tying it all together in a manner that is interesting to the audience demands a higher level of storytelling skill. When dealing with gods of great power, there is a strong temptation to elevate them to the level of perfection. The fact that they are so strong is what makes them fascinating. Nonetheless, it is their weaknesses that make them so intriguing. To have fun with these movies, you don't need to know everything there is to know about the MCU, but for fans who are interested in every last piece of connective tissue, this lore can withstand intense scrutiny, and there is 60 years worth of comic books to prove it. This is a ranking of every god in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the weakest to the most powerful. The Grandmaster. In the film Thor Ragnarok, Jeff Goldblum finds a way to bring the role of Grandmaster to life. 2017. This elder of the universe exploits his authority in order to validate his superiority and inflate its sense of self-importance. Goldblum calls the Grandmaster a hedonist, and he dominates the planet Sakaar, which is a world full of institutions and inhabited minions to do his bidding and play his games. The Grandmaster also rules the games. The Grandmaster, also known as Endwee Guest, is a character that appears in the comics. He is renowned for his skills as a skilled tactician and strategist. He is a recipient of the Power Primordial as well, and he makes use of it to devise intricate traps and plans in order to wreak devastation throughout the cosmos. The character is portrayed in the movie as being somewhat less calculating, and it is established that he and the Collector are siblings. Loki. In the MCU, Tom Hiddleston's portrayal of Loki has a close and almost continuous interaction with Thor. This has the effect of deepening the brothers' sibling bond while also highlighting Loki's darker side. The films also do an excellent job of maintaining Loki's status as the franchise's trump card by using him as a narrative element. Even though the audience is aware that he is most likely working with the good people in the end, they still need to keep a close check on him. This depiction of the figure is quite faithful to the way Norse mythology is reflected in the story. Loki is always trying to court favor with the gods, despite the fact that he uses his shape-shifting abilities to deceive them in a variety of ways. In mythology, Heimdall and Loki are the ones who end up killing each other, hence Loki cannot be Thor's biological brother. The Marvel adaptation is without a doubt the more enjoyable one. Zeus. It would seem that Kratos had a great deal of good fortune during his fight with the Sky Father of the Olympian gods. Following his victory against Kronos, Zeus was able to ascend to the highest seat on Olympus and assume control of the gods. When it comes to deities, on paper, Zeus appears quite run-of-the-mill. He has superhuman strength, speed, agility, reflexes, durability, and endurance. Yet, practically every deity can brag of the same characteristics. As the Lord of Olympus, Zeus is simply superior at everything. Ares may have some strength, but he cannot compare to the might of Zeus. In addition to his fearsome abilities in hand-to-hand fighting, Zeus has a scary level of mastery over magic, which enables him to fashion bolts of lightning from the raging fires of Mount Olympus. Zeus is not only endowed with overwhelming physical characteristics, but he is also an extremely intellectual creature that has the ability to predict the future. Odin. The once great king of Asgard is Loki's biological father in addition to being the biological father of Thor and Hela. Anthony Hopkins has taken on the role of the character in all three of the Thor films. The MCU's interpretation of Odin is a monarch who is responsible for ensuring the peace and stability of the Nine Realms. This time-honored form of government is shown in the first Thor movie. The relationship between Odin and the two princes, Thor and Loki, serves as the catalyst for their competition throughout the whole of the trilogy. It will be fascinating to see the manner in which Thor continues the work begun by his father. The Odin Force is stated as being the source of Odin's strength in the comics, where he is shown as being the king of the gods. This bestows upon him the powers of shapeshifting, teleportation, and transit across dimensions, as well as immortality and tremendous strength in battle. Amatsu-Mikaboshi. This tale dates back billions and billions of years. Before the Shinto gods, Izanagi and Izanami chose to ruin Amatsu Day. Mikaboshi lived in a world devoid of form and surrounded by darkness. Mikaboshi was irritated by the fact that these people populated his country and gave birth to a host of new gods known as the Amatsu-Kami. The one who would become the King of Chaos attempted to exact retribution, but he was ultimately defeated and sent to fleeing into the underworld. After what seems to be almost a billion years have passed, Mikaboshi arose from the ashes in an effort to conquer Olympus. Because Ares refused to lend a helping hand, Zeus and his allies were rapidly defeated, and it seemed that Olympus was doomed to crumble. Ares and Alexander came to the rescue to preserve the realm, but the Japanese god did manage to bring Zeus down with him. This triumph occurred a very long time ago, much before Mikaboshi attained his most powerful form as the Chaos King. Beyonder. If we are referring to the first iteration of the Beholder, then it is safe to say that he is one of the most powerful characters to ever appear in a Marvel comic. He has the mental capacity to swiftly seize control of our whole world at any moment. In subsequent issues of the comic book series, Beyonder was ultimately retconned and reduced to the level of a formidable but not insurmountable adversary. Previously, Beyonder had the ability to eradicate several incarnations of Earth in a single blow. Is it accurate to say that he is just a shell of his former self these days? The answer is yes, but despite this, he should not be underestimated in any way. Although Beyonder is unable to change reality as the same degree as he once did, he can still warp between worlds, and doing so is as simple as taking a breath. As a character, Beyonder always had a more philosophical approach to his life, as he believed that he was the only entity that fulfilled all of its potentials. Thanos. He is also known as the Mad Titan, and his born mission was to collect all 6 of the Infinity Stones. These stones, when joined in the Infinity Gauntlet, have the ability to destroy whole planets and universes. Also, he is the father of both Gamora and Nebula. The cinematic interpretation of Thanos is intricately entwined into the storyline of the franchise's family drama. It is quite similar to the competition that exists between Thor and Loki. Death. We are now approaching the entries that are, in all likelihood, incomprehensible to humans at their current level of development. Death is a non-living creature that has absolute power over all living things in the multiverse because it cannot perish. She's a cosmic entity, which means that there is only one version of her that has ever existed throughout all of the universes. She may put an end to someone's life without ever having to make physical contact with them, although, in general, deeds of this kind are reserved for lower creatures like Hela. Controlling the universe puts her in danger since she is a cosmic entity, despite the fact that she is almighty and grants power over space, time, and matter. She is normally careful not to cross the line because of this potential. Yet, this character is theoretically capable of doing just about everything you could imagine. Living Tribunal. There are so many universes and cosmic creatures that there needs to be someone keeping an eye on everything to make sure that things do not go out of control. That individual is the Living Tribunal. This humanoid's role is to ensure that the multiverse remains in a state of equilibrium at all times. It is neither good nor bad. Because of this, he is not motivated by greed or the pursuit of personal gain, and his power is incomprehensible. The Living Tribunal is capable, under some circumstances, of wiping out an entire planet in order to maintain a state of balance throughout the multiverse. Living Tribunal is able to make his presence known across the multiverse as a result of the fact that he is a cosmic entity and so operates on a scale that is independent of both time and space. The Living Tribunal is a singular institution. The Fulcrum. Very little is known about the Fulcrum due to the fact that he has only made a few appearances. There are rumblings that this monster is only a manifestation of the following entry, although this has not been verified as of yet. Up to that point, the Fulcrum is able to support himself on his own 2 feet. In spite of the fact that he works as a bartender for the most part of his waking hours, he is said to be omniscient and omnipotent. When you have access to anything and everything at the drop of a hat, it would seem that there is nothing left that may really surprise you. However, this is not the case. The Fulcrum is in charge of the Vestibule, a place that may be compared to Limbo and is inhabited by the Eternals. They come to this region when their bodies have stopped functioning so that they may either get a new body or go to the afterlife. As a result, the Fulcrum is on par with the deities. One above all. The one above all just stands back and observes from a distance, while the preceding entries bicker with each other about who is the most accomplished member of the group, all the while scoffing at the trivial nature of their arguments. As the creature responsible for creating the multiverse, he has a place of prominence above all other entities, even the living Tribunal. The one above all has only made a few brief appearances, and each of those times, it did so in a manner that was typically somewhat understated. At one point, he consoled Peter Parker when his Aunt May was in the hospital, and at another point, he repaired Thanos' world after it had been shattered. We have no idea what the one above all is capable of, but we do know that it is all-knowing, all-seeing, and all-present. To tell you the truth, it seems like this deity is supposed to stand in for Marvel and its team of authors who are in charge of everything in the world. Please share your thoughts on the most powerful god in the Marvel Comics universe in the comment section below. Click the like button if you'd like to see more videos just like the one you're watching now. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be waiting for you in the next video.